So, 1 out of 4. What does that mean to you? According to the National Science Foundation, that means 1 out of 4 Americans do not know that the Earth orbits the sun. Or, according to the Mayo Clinic, it means that 1 out of 4 pregnancies will fail. Today I'm going to focus on pregnancy. With such a high risk of losing a pregnancy, especially in the first trimester, it would be logical to assume that most women should not announce that they are expecting until later on in their pregnancy. On the contrary, women should announce that they are expecting early, and couples should not be looked down on or stigmatized for that announcement. Support and help will be needed no matter which way the pregnancy ends. When a woman is pregnant, she will go through many changes. Announcing early allows for a woman to be honest and not make excuses. I can't eat sushi because I'm pregnant is much easier than trying to lie on the spot. It also makes it easier to express that you just don't feel good and that the smell of eggs makes you want to throw up. It's especially helpful in the work environment to allow your boss and coworkers to know. On top of the regular symptoms that occur, the reality is a woman may lose the pregnancy. If this happens, she has no one. She is left to search Google and try and figure it out for herself. Not only will she be questioning everything that she has done over the past few weeks and days that may have caused her to miscarry, she will be questioning everything she is feeling. It can be devastating and incredibly lonely. Many people don't even understand what occurs when a woman miscarries. Let me and the American Pregnancy magazine shed a little light. When a woman miscarries, she goes through labor to expel the embryo or fetus. That means she will bleed and contract. It is painful, and the further along you are, the more painful it will be. If the entire pregnancy is not expelled, then the doctor will need to do a procedure to scrape out and remove what remains. It is an overwhelming experience. If a woman begins to miscarry and she has announced her pregnancy, she has already built in a support system. She can ask those around her for advice or for help. And chances are, one of the women she already knows has experienced a miscarriage and can talk her through it. Sometimes it makes it easier knowing that you're not going through something like this alone. Announcing early also has benefits for the father, especially in the loss of pregnancy. Men don't like to take the feminine role and be sad and emotional. They like to be stoic and support their partners. But the reality is, they're going through a lot. They're dealing with a lot of emotional loss. Dreams of playing baseball with a son or having a tea party with a daughter are gone, lost, and they can never be recovered for that pregnancy. So, if you or your partner are not expecting, what can you do about this right now? First, stop judging others for announcing too early. They're excited, and if they lose that little embryo, they will be devastated. All members of the church have the call in Mosiah 18:8-10 to mourn with those that mourn and comfort those that stand in need of comfort. The call can be further interpreted to rejoice with those who are participating in one of God's first commandments, to multiply and replenish the earth. What a beautiful picture that would be, to have those around you celebrating in the creation of life and sorrowing with you over the loss of a life. I have a very personal example of this. I am not just the 1 out of 4. My personal statistic is 1 out of 2. A year ago, I was expecting. It ended up being an ectopic pregnancy, or pregnancy that was growing outside of my uterus. I was in danger of rupture and internal bleeding. I was only 6 weeks along. I had not announced my pregnancy yet. But when I found out that everything was going so badly, I started to announce. I went through 2 weeks of low-dose chemotherapy to try and stop the pregnancy from growing, before I ended in sudden surgery to save my life and remove the pregnancy. That Friday morning, before I had even left my driveway, my Relief Society president showed up to my door with flowers and a card. My family was on their way to pick up my 2 sons. When I returned home, my door had been heart attacked with messages of love, hope, and faith. Meals were brought to me and my husband for the next week. Prayers and messages of comfort were given. If I had not had that support through that failed pregnancy, I would not have had the courage to try again and now be 11 weeks into a healthy pregnancy, which I announced at 4 weeks along. Choosing to announce pregnancy early is up to each individual. Support those around you who choose to announce early. Do not stigmatize and belittle them. They will need your help. And if you are expecting, don't allow others to try and tell you it's too soon to announce. There is never safety in announcing a pregnancy. Anything can happen. Love and support are needed, no matter which way a pregnancy ends.